Okay, so nobody's getting the truth from the mainstream media, folks. It's well past time to open your eyes, your ears, and your mind. Do your own research because something isn't right here. And if you can't see that, you are not paying attention, folks.
It's the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations.
So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. Now that's back from high school algebra, but let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
The important message that we need Australians to get vaccinated as quickly as possible. In line with that, I do encourage all Australians to please go and book your vaccinations as soon as you can if you haven't already done so.
Emma, get away!
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Okay, we need to stand up against this tyranny, folks. Stop giving away your freedoms and liberties, because the more you give up, the more these people will take until you have absolutely nothing left. That's their agenda. Good evening, folks. And talking of their agenda, the WHO Treaty, the 19th of July, guys. Yeah, we got to do something about this too. So we got to get working. Mate, we got some work to do, people. If ever you thought that this is a boring war, you'd be wrong, eh? Because there is plenty for us to do. So, yeah, that is a big one coming up, guys. All right, there. Well, we know what they're doing. It's going to take them a couple of years to pull it on the line, but the 19th of July is a big date, guys, for what is going to go on. Okay, so let's just have a look at what else they're doing around the place. Food labels causing consumer confusion. Well, that's for the sheep out there, guys, and it's meant to cause confusion. Exactly what it's meant to do. We know it. We're using apps. We know what we can and can't buy. And by right, anything that's packaged, yeah, shouldn't be bought, guys, or processed, is probably a better word. But pesticides are ruined life by glyphosate. Well, we got, billions of people around the world whose lives in the Western world have been ruined by glyphosate. So another thing we need to get onto, guys, the chemtrails down here today, absolutely ridiculous. Me and Mel got up at, the normal time, pretty early before the sun. And, yeah, they were out. They were hitting us, and they were hitting us hard. Okay, guys, it's happening. I think I said last night I was wrong. It's 1,026, I think, and 5 demerit points for a mobile phone in your vicinity whilst driving, as from the 1st of July. From July the 1st, average speed cameras at 2 New South Wales locations will switch from trial to active enforcement mode. And the consequences for speeding could be severe, with fines of up to $2,959 for light vehicles. And the loss of 6 demerit points. Your government loves you to death, guys. Loves you to death. Churches to be held vicariously liable for the abuse under new proposed laws in Victoria. Well, how about the government being held accountable for the abuse upon the people of Australia? That'd be a good one. Jackie, and yeah, add that one in, darling. Now, autism. Childcare centres for children with autism to close within weeks. I haven't been into really check this out, guys, but what a kick in the guts for, they've created the autism. Anyway, there's no use going there. We all know. Okay, but yeah, that's just despicable. Like these kids, as I say, they're my biggest pain when I go walking around is looking at the eyes of the kids and seeing how vax injured they are. It's just terrible, guys. Yeah. Channel 10's new show, 10's News Plus, slammed for being woke after replacing the project. Well, I haven't watched it. Probably someone out there has. But, yeah, obviously they're still going for it, guys, Channel 10, as most of them are. And Albo's going to play with our GST, and I reckon if he's going to play with the guys, it ain't going to go down. So, I don't know what's going on. But, yeah, they're going to play with everything they can. Come in when you're ready, Caz.
Well, we got heaps of news, as usual. First of all, let's kick it off with Rocco.
Rocco Vardy reporting to you from inner west area of Hillston Park, where I have my caravan and my destroyed four-wheel drive, thanks to these chemtrails. Gang, have a look at that. Massive streak. And guess what, guys? Early April last year, 2024, there was flooding on this street where it destroyed my caravan, right? Destroyed my caravan and my four-wheel drive. Have a look at this, guys. The chemtrails, what they did. It was underwater up to that height. Can you see that? It was up to that height in water, destroyed the whole car. Look at it. It's absolutely fucked. Thanks to the Canterbury Bankstown Council. Did not want to know anything about, they refused to acknowledge that the government has destroyed my four-wheel drive. It was an A1 mechanical condition. Now it's worth nothing, zero. It also destroyed the chemtrails. Also destroyed this vehicle here, this blue one here. These two vehicles were underwater up to the height of the windscreen because of the chemtrails. That is the evidence that I have when the truth comes out of chemtrails, of the destruction that they caused to property. Canterbury Bankstown had to, because of my notices that I sent to them and my commercial liens that I sent to them, they had to outsource. They had to outsource a legal firm to deal with me because they didn't know what to do with my documents. And as we speak, they still have done nothing to restitute and compensate me for the enormous damage that they did here in Hillston Park. This rally on Saturday for the chemtrail rally, this is evidence here in Hillston Park of the destruction of our government. Rocco Vardy sending tremendous love. Ciao.
Well, you got people standing up all over the place now. While we're being sprayed like anything, you've got this knobhead here, and he says, like, basically what they're talking about is the boss of Australia's largest electricity transmission provider said the nation's power grid was dangerously low and needed backup buffers like coal. So even they are saying it because it's actually not even viable. Not only that, the Dave, as you mentioned on the way in, you've got this as well, Chalmers. So it's as if we're not taxed enough, as if we're not fined enough. Now Chalmers calls for GST hike. So it's just outrageous. They are just basically stealing everything. They're taking absolutely everything. And Madison King has posed the question, and it's really good. She's actually said, explain this to me. With all of the wealth, resources and land we have in Australia, how is it that we don't look anything like Saudi Arabia, China and Singapore or even Bangkok? Instead, we're starting to look like a third world nation. And, explain this.
Yeah, see, Africa. Saw some really good shots on Africa, man. Someone's in Africa going like, they tell you that, oh, here we go. Saudi.
Yeah.
Yeah, Africa was the same, mate. It was beautiful, man. Lovely buildings. Need a wharf like that for the boat.
And it's true. And that's one of the things that Trump brought up during his campaign. He said, why are we living like this? He goes, if you go over to Qatar and Saudi Arabia, he goes, they live like princes there. They do. Yep. They do. And yet we basically seem to have absolutely nothing. Yet we're the most resource-rich country in the world. So where's it going?
We have that. Our country has, the most, like natural resources, guys, of any other continent in the world, as far as I'm concerned. For the amount of population we've got, we got it all. We just given it all away. Tartaria.
Not us.
Exactly right, guys. Yeah.
Not us. And you have this situation as well, because now Chris Minns, he's got a little bit upset, Dave. Because, remember the Dural caravan situation where it came out, oh, no, actually that wasn't, it was what we would term as a false flag. Well, now the legislative they want to investigate the legislative process in that and how that contributed. And, we should a little bit of shit about that.
The Legislative Council, and I said this previously, ultimately, we've got a job to do on behalf of the people of New South Wales. They do too, but I don't think it involves having these elaborate public hearings where they, on a routine basis, try and get New South Wales government staff to appear almost like they're criminals and they're under investigation, or they should front some kind of Star Chamber inquiry, and if not, they're under threat of arrest.
So what's the issue?
I honestly think that it may be some kind of an attempt to say to young people, well, maybe you shouldn't think about a career in the New South Wales government because you could be liable to one of these inquiries.
Why wouldn't you? Why shouldn't you?
Yeah, he's talking about accountability, and no, he doesn't want to investigate it because he rushed it through. And did you notice the way he speaks with that neuro-linguistic programming that he's got, like that warm, loving father figure that's here, I'm here to help you, and I'm here. Like, no, we're done with that, okay? We want answers, we want accountability, and if you should be guilty, we want you to be held accountable for that.
Yep, and you're guilty. Guilty as charged.
Well, we also have the situation, again, still more headlines about how Australians are basically, a staggering number of Australians are just one major bill away from financially being crippled. And they're going to take that with the fines. Any kind of excess that you might have, they're going to take that with the fines as well. But, you got people fighting back because this person was confronted because they posted something on social media in Australia.
Somebody knocking loud on the door. Who's that? Who's that?
Just the police, mate. How you going?
Good. What's your problem?
Oh, I don't have a problem. I just want to speak to Michael. Is that you?
Yeah, why?
I just want to come and speak to you about a few things it's come to our attention that may have been posted on social media.
I really don't care. I've got the right to freedom of speech. You can bugger off.
Absolutely. All right.
Okay, see ya.
Okay, mate.
I think that's Mike Holt. Oh,
was that Mike? Was it?
I think it was. Yeah. No, I think it was. Yeah. No, I know. Okay. And look. And you can see,
Matt Gracie's saying it's a setup. It was fake. It was a setup. I don't know, but
and you've got, you can see why people are basically starting to get really outraged and because what are they going to do now? Ban Toyotas? This is in Northlands, Victoria.
How to evade the police. They got him.
Yeah, well, they're probably going to have to ban Toyotas, are they? I mean, that's what it's
probably
going
maybe. To Yeah, how dare a Toyota go through a shopping centre? You're exactly right. Whilst we're talking about Sydney up there, we need to get on to Terry White, guys, because Pot Point's over there, one of the Ritchie suburbs, has had an outbreak of Legionnaires disease. And I'm sure if we rang up Terry White, they'd have a vaccine for that, wouldn't they? You wouldn't have to deal with bloody Legionnaire's disease anymore. They give you a shot for it. So, yeah, there's a bit of an outbreak, guys, in Sydney. Oh, what a feeling. Exactly, Shane Anthony. Brilliant, son.
Well, that's it. Look, we've covered the alternative power sources that actually aren't very efficient. But one of the things that I didn't know until I think you brought this one across, sent this one my way, but you've got this situation where the wind turbines are actually toxic. So the toxic fallout from the wind turbine blades should not be underestimated. So the blade coatings...
Yep, these things are totally designed, all right, in all aspects to be detrimental to you and the environment, the marine environment, right? I've already told you, right? They are engineered and designed, right, to actually give out a vibration that is not good, right, for our marine life. You know, you wonder why. Just check out what subs are around when these whales all beach themselves and these dolphins and that, guys. All right, you know, this never used to happen. This is playing with their radar, all right, and putting other things in the water which have an effect on their radar. And they are doing it with these windmills by the actual tone and frequency that comes out of them as they're turning over. They're fucking despicable, mate, these people. Just unbelievable.
Yeah, they are. Well, they are. And then you've got this situation as well. Mika Myers, I think it is pronounced, I don't know. He's just pointed out that there are only 292,400 births were recorded in Australia. Yet Australia saw 594,900 new immigrants arrive in Australia. It is actually population replacement. So they are trying to get rid of us. There is no doubt. And that's not me being paranoid. That is just me looking at the stats.
Yeah. Government loves you to death, guys. All right, the migrants live, you die. Simple. Great, simple equation they've got working, and they're pushing it hard.
And of course, you've got Two Worlds Collide. He's actually waiting on it. Now, I did not know that he is actually a returned vet.
Saw lands where women and children are powerless, where abusing women is routine, where child marriages thrive, where showing bare skin invites beatings, and now those toxic beliefs are spreading in Australia, in our own neighbourhoods. Adam Abdul Hamad, aged 19, was recently taken into custody for a vile gang rape that lasted for 6 hours in the back of a car whilst driving around Western Sydney. 3 other teens were involved, aged 14, 16 and 18. Unfortunately, their names cannot be released due to their age. Now, let's look at the bigger picture. This isn't isolated. There are Pakistan and Middle Eastern rape and grooming gangs all over the UK. Rotherham, Rockdale, Telford, just to name a few. Hundreds of girls have been violated. And the UK government and authorities, they stay silent with fears of being labelled a racist. And now Europe is getting overrun with this same issue. Mass immigration from lawless lands with values that don't even go close to aligning with ours. It's constant, it's everywhere, and Australia now is heading down the same path. This Western Sydney case horrifies me on every level. A girl ambushed, filmed and brutalised. When we import from places where women are subhuman, our government takes a reckless gamble. And of course, they know what they're bringing in, but they do it anyway. This is the frog in boiling water scenario. If you drop a frog in hot water, it leaps out, sensing danger. But then take that same frog and put it in cool water while slowly heating it up, it'll stay there until it dies. And mass unchecked migration is the same situation. A slow, steady loss of Australian life and values. This current force has no tanks or no bullets. It's waged by policies, courtrooms and open borders. The Sydney assault, 6 hours of filmed torture, shows it. We can't ignore this, and we can't turn away from the truth. This unfortunately will continue to happen if we keep having mass unchecked immigration from lawless regions and societies. Weak men create hard times, and Anthony Albanese is a weak man. What's your thoughts?
Well,
he's a weak man, all right.
The memes tell the story by themselves. Like, look at this one. I don't know who did this, but it's brilliant. So you've got Anthony Albanese running along next to Trump, who's in a golf buggy, and he's holding a little toy submarine, and he's going, "About the submarines, Mr. Trump."
Cool.
Very good.
I just want to comment on this. G'day from the Southern Highlands. Handed out heap of witness statement flyers up here in takeaway shops. Well done, Paul. Good on you guys. Keep it up. This is why we're winning, guys, because the general public is getting educated by the actions of you people out there. A small minority of heroes, in my eyes, guys. Absolute friggin' heroes, a lot of yous.
Absolutely. And you've got this situation where crime stats now show in Victoria, the crime rate has increased by a massive 15% in the last year. So, yeah. And that was on top of an already high crime rate. So it's just getting absolutely crazy.
And I actually got a phone call from someone. We're going to have somebody on the show next week from Western Australia, guys, over there doing some stuff over there, and we're going to talk to her. But talking to the person who's put me onto her, word on the street, and we've heard this once before, but just to let you know, guys, how big this little family is out there, right? You guys have really, really grown over the last 5 years, all right? And again, we're told that, the two major channels that are watched by most people that people run into like ourselves is, and this is what I'm told, ours is number one, Stop the Rot, Guru and Caz every night, 7 o'clock. And the other one is Madison King, surprisingly enough.
White Rabbit.
The White Rabbit. Oh, sorry, the White Rabbit, not Madison. Yeah, the White Rabbit.
Yeah.
So, we've been listed in the top 2 shows, guys, that people actually go out there to watch. So that is great. That means that our show, and, look, it's nothing to do with me and Kaz. I'll give Kaz some accolades here, but, me, myself, I give it all to the good Lord, man, because you don't understand how I can come in here and do a talk at the beginning of the show. I'm off Wi-Fi and that, all right? So I don't even get in here till 5 to 7, all right? Me and Kaz say good day, and it's like time to go, bang, all right? We get to discuss nothing, yet my run-ins at the beginning of the show or route-ins out the back, out of a show, entertain the ending clip that Kaz has got. Now, how does that work, and how do I do that so often? I don't do it. This is where if you let go and let the old saying, guys, let go and let God, and you'll see shit happen.
Well, I'll tell you something very interesting. This man here is the smartest man in the world. He's got an IQ of 167.
In this video, I would like to share my idea, my thoughts about afterlife. I think
we might get a chance to play it later, but his name is Dr. Hong Young Kim, Hoon Young Kim. And he talks about the quantum physics of God, the life and the afterlife, and how he believes that Jesus Christ is the Son of God. And it's really incredible, his testimony. So smartest man in the world, guys. So a lot of scientists are actually turning towards God, because it's the quantum physics things makes it make sense.
This is sort of comments, and this is stuff we're getting, guys. You know what I mean? Like, we are part of the movement, guys, and you are part of it, all right? And I'd just like to thank you all for putting your confidence in me, Kaz and Mel, and hooking in here every night, and actually knowing that, sometimes we're going to get it wrong, okay? But we'll always correct it if we do, all right? We're not here to lead you astray. We're here to have you people help us get another normie to view the channel to see the coincidences between what we do and what the mainstream does. That's the idea of this. That's why we have stuck to being a news show, guys. Yes, I've done some interviews. Have I done the American interviews or anything with anyone, guys? Not even SG or that. I just don't think it's, if you just want him, I can get it, okay? But I don't think it's relative. I think what's relative, we can all find that information if we want to go and look for it. What's relative is what's happening in your backyard that has got to do with you, your children, your grandchildren, and your future. That's what means something to me at the moment, guys.
Yeah, well, look, what's going on in Victoria is crazy, but we have really good people, and they actually do really good satire, and this is one of them.
Than any other state.
And the most locked down city in the world.
And if you want to go on holidays and get a train to the airport, don't bother, as we don't have one. We can even save you a spot on one of our beautiful beaches.
You can also come and drive around and experience our beautiful roads and scenery.
Or you can come to the famous MCG and pay $80 for a pie and chips.
You can even visit some of our amazing schools in the inner city.
Why don't you spend a day at the iconic Chapel Street that has the world's best fashion shops and cafes? We build roads that never get completed and over budget.
And if we can't pay for it, we'll just make up a new tax.
So where the bloody hell are you?
People are so funny. I don't know. I'd give credit to whoever did that, but it's brilliant.
Whoever done it, I'm going to steal it. I'm going to steal it and put it on Twitter, guys. It needs to go around the world, so I'm letting you know that right now.
It does.
I just gonna what you're talking, Caz. I'm just gonna go through a couple of comments here. Yeah, look, thanks, guys. It's I know you all promote the heck out of us, all right. And we know what we're up to and what we're doing. And we know we're a pain in their side, guys. And that's what we want to continue to be, okay? It's just a pain in their ass, you know? That's what it's all about.
All right, so you've got this as well. So now Celine Against the Machine has actually quite funnily tweeted out. But so X is now #1 news app on the App Store in Australia, okay? And she's actually said, someone do a welfare check on Tweet and Jules, referring, of course, to the E-Safety Commissioner.
Yeah.
You know, and it's really what is good as well is that a lot of information is coming out now. We've seen a lot of stuff about the pedophile rings. I did not know about these two though.
In America, yeah.
Oh.
In 2005, 2 South Australians were murdered after exposing politicians' pedophile behavior. Former Parliament Speaker Peter Lewis then launched a campaign to further reveal this pedophile network that also involves police officers and court judges. Initially, the police said they will investigate the matter. However, when the volunteers of the campaign tried to publish the names of government officials involved, their homes were raided by the police, and they were arrested for criminal defamation. The police then concentrated all their effort to prosecute the volunteers for 3 years. Eventually, the Supreme Court let the volunteers walk free in 2008, by the time everyone had forgotten about investigating the government pedophile ring itself.
And this is what they do.
I didn't know about it.
Yeah. No, this is what they do. I was talking to Wade for a while today, actually, and Belzer. And, you know, I was just saying, you know, we were talking about a few different things. You know, Wade will come on the show next week and let you know what he's worried about, which is this 19th of July, the Who thing, guys. It's not good. And I just happened to have watched. This is how God works, man. I don't watch clips or anything, guys. Today, I walked past my phone and I just went, and I grabbed my phone, bang, and here's a clip. As soon as I hit Facebook, here's a clip of Wade and this chick. I thought, oh, what's that? And then 15 minutes, Wade rings me after I finished watching it. It's just so ironic, you know what I mean? But yeah, I was just saying that, what was I saying now? I'm saying a lot of things now. I lost my train of thought. But yeah, we were talking about a few different things, but it was like a lot to do with, you know, we just got to get behind everyone that's doing something, guys, you know, and that was more that come out, you know, of our conversation that, you know, so we'll get him on the show next week. They're really worried about it, and them and some other people, and we should be. This 19th of July, we have to do some stuff about that, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's
yeah.
I'll think of what I was going to say, and I'll get it in the wrap. I'll write it down if I remember again. But anyway, it was important. Me and Wade were talking about.
All right, so Dr. Joanne Howe has asked everyone to sign this bill, and it's basically to stop the late-term abortion. I can't even believe, you know, we've got a population crisis, like a lack thereof population crisis in Australia. We're importing people hand over fist, and they're giving away all of our resources, and yet mothers could easily be compensated while giving people the opportunity to adopt. So here's that one. So guys, if you would like to sign it, she would be very grateful because yeah, she's putting up a good fight.
I remembered. Right, I was saying to Wade, because we were saying how these guys, you know, they throw stuff out at us And I said, you watch this, because Albo's just got a bit of a pay rise. We know that, right? But all politicians are after the 54%, guys. What they done was they brought it out. They whacked it into the public media's eye or our eye. We put it out there. We jumped on it for about 3 nights in a row. I had a bit of a rant about it, in that week, you know what I mean? And then they know this is going to happen. And then all this other stuff comes in. So we die off on that. And then at midnight one night, guys, they'll pass that law. And next minute, they'll have their 54%. This is how they do it. You know, they hit us with so much stuff that we're going from one to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. And while we're doing that, back here, they're just folding the papers up. You know what I mean? And dropping them into Parliament at midnight. It's just got to stop.
Well, we have some very interesting news about that, which is very, very interesting out of the United States. Now, there is this, that the FBI has confirmed that the 2020 election was stolen. So Riding the Dragon features the Biden crime family and the evident treason of money laundering. The CCP worked with the Democratic Party and the CIA to ensure the election was stolen. Now, what's interesting about that is that we know from Miles Gow that the CCP spend $10 billion a year buying off our politicians and our media. We also know from Dr. Miley Yang that she said that that Australia was going to break relations with the USA and lean towards China. Very interesting that this is the article in the Australian today. Oh dear. Okay. So Albanese is basically pulling away from the US and Australians seem to love it. No, we don't. We know what your plans are.
No, Trump's pulled away from him and giving him the big middle finger on his interview, and now Albo's out there spruiking about, oh, my fucking Albo, you don't fucking do that to me. Really?
That's it. And you also have the information coming out about Virginia Giuffre, and this is her dead man switch.
Yeah.
If you're watching this, it means they got me. My dead man switch activated automatically after I missed 2 scheduled check-ins. I had it set up months ago because I knew this day was coming. I did not die by accident. I was murdered to keep their secrets buried. My name is Virginia Louise Giuffre. I was one of Jeffrey Epstein's victims. I survived Little St. James, but survival came at a price. I saw too much, knew too much. And now they've silenced me. But it's too late for them. They thought killing me would bury their secrets, but this video is going to a few organizations I trust, ones that have been exposing the truth for decades. You know who you are. It's your job to continue this fight. I was 16 when they reeled me in. I worked at Mar-a-Lago, folding towels, cleaning lockers. My father kept the tennis courts immaculate. We were just working folks trying to scrape by. Trump, he was around, but he was never the threat. The real predator was Ghislaine Maxwell, prim and proper, smiling, promising to teach me massage therapy at the Pink Mansion in Palm Beach. I had no idea I was being fed into a nightmare machine. Epstein's Island was hell disguised as paradise. You've heard some names linked to him, but those are just the sacrificial pawns. The real players, the ones they've protected at all costs.
That's 5 out of Rumble are telling us that is possibly fake. Now, they do a bit of research out there on Rumble, so I don't know. I'm not saying it is.
It's all over different platforms.
It's all over different platforms. Okay, but anyway, okay. Don't know, but I thought that was an interesting clip when I said, I take the blame for that one, guys. I sent that over to the Caz. But yeah, I thought it was interesting that we are going to have these dead man switches with certain identities, okay, and things are going to go down. Is that all part of the game? I don't know. Okay, but yeah, it's on the website if you want to look at it.
All right, now we've seen a lot about what's going on in Iran, but there's also another side to that, and that is Crown Prince Reza has come out, remembering that the Shah, of course, was removed in a coup that was backed by the CIA. And there's this video footage coming out of girls celebrating tearing off their hijab.
Yeah.
And there's also this video.
Apparently after some of the big people got hit, okay, and the Ayatollah Khomeini's gone into hiding. He's disappeared. And that was on, I think that one's real, that one. I think that is a bit of a breakthrough for Iran there, Caz. Yeah.
Yeah, well, they've been fighting it for a long time, but a lot of the girls have been arrested and jailed. And also you have this one where a morality police is doing their job and telling a girl to cover up, so the crowd turns on the morality police, which is basically unheard of. So they rip her hijab off. So, like, fascinating times, like, over there. Very interesting to see how it plays out.
Mm. Yeah, look, the whole world's playing out. The whole world is playing out, guys, and it's just going to keep playing out and get quicker. It's a time of quickening. Speaks about it in the good book as well, guys, all right? A time of quickening. You know, and as we've mentioned before, the monks used to be able to read 24 hours of information. It's back to what? 18 hours, Caz, isn't it? In 24 hours is all they can get out.
Give you the idea to do this. I've had it for a long time.
Sorry, I just I was trying to find it and I accidentally hit it. So yeah, go back to what you were saying there.
Well, that was just about the I was ready to go to the next clip then. Yeah.
Sorry, all right. Yeah, no, sorry, my mistake, guys. Sometimes I just press the wrong button. Happens sometimes. But all right, well, look, we'll move on then. So look, when somebody was asking in the comments the other night about the Q drops, okay? So so this is what we mean when we talk about Trump doing comms. So first of all, you've got this. This is a Q drop from 2020, September 24th. The hunters become the hunted, and it's a hunt for Red October. Then you have this Q drop from 2019, which says the hunters become the hunted. And then you have this one also from 2019, hunters become the hunted. Then you've got Trump, who is, whether he's queuing it or not, he's certainly trolling them with this.
I'll give you the idea to do this. I've had it for a long time. The first time I had it, but you know, you guys were after me. I said I had to focus. I was the hunted, and now I'm the hunter. It's a big difference. Big difference.
So when we say he's dropping comms, that's what we mean. So he's actually like very specific. He's very, very specific with his words. Very specific.
Yellow tie today. Nuclear. Yep, he was wearing. Yep. So, you know, just letting us know that. Yeah.
Well, what is interesting is that this is the Q drop, the Delta, for tomorrow, I think it is, or it might be today. But free Iran, fight, 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 regime change. People have the power. We stand with you.
It's a crazy, crazy world out there, guys. It's
well, it is, and there's unusual. It's not just that, like during times of conflict as well in history, there's also, like Ptolemy used to talk about the earth changes and the earth would be groaning while when there's civil unrest and things like that. And it seems to be happening as well with the amount of volcanoes that seem to be going off, but also unusual events in the sky like this one.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know. You have customers.
Oh shit.
Now we have it. You see the light behind it, the red light?
Oh, that's what I was telling you. What the fuck is that? I'm gonna step back.
All right, for our audio listeners, that is a rainbow, and it's lightning traveling down a rainbow.
We got frogs dropping out the sky in Winton, I saw. I don't know whether that was real or not, but yeah, rain and frogs up in Winton in Queensland. I don't know, but yeah. I don't know. So much out there.
Well, there is. So, yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff going on. There is a lot of stuff going on. And so what we might do is we might actually, what are we at? 39. All right, let's Maria Z has done a really good job of putting together this the vax studies about the 18 million.
A study of 1.7 million children found that heart damage only was found in COVID-vaxxed kids. This is huge news, ladies and gentlemen. A major study involving 1.7 million children has found that heart damage only appeared in children who'd received the COVID mRNA quote-unquote vaccines. Not a single unvaccinated child in the group suffered from heart-related problems. In addition, the researchers note 0 children from the entire group, vaccinated or unvaccinated, died from COVID-19. Furthermore, the study found that the COVID shots offered the children very little protection from the virus, with many becoming infected after just 14 to 15 weeks of receiving an injection. The 1.7 million children observed in the study were between the ages of 5 to 15 and were registered with the UK's national healthcare system.
Just incredible, you know, like
a study of 1.7.
Okay, I thought it was me. Okay, it's actually not my. I'm having trouble with my mouse again. So, all right, that's that. Also,
you got a rat instead of a mouse.
Yeah, I must have. All right, so guys, we're being taken out by the Rocky Housewife, and it's you ain't seen nothing yet. She does great work. So, Dave, if you would like to wrap up and close the show, I will try to negotiate with my mouse to hit the
okay. All right. So the wrap up, guys, is again from our little team here of 3 players. That's all we are, guys, in this studio here. All right, 3 of us. Okay, but to you, massive viewers out there. All right, we just want to let you know that we might go on Monday night. Oh, only 4 to go. And sometimes we say that only 4 to go now. All right, but by the time you've had a couple of sleeps and done a few things, guess what? Here we are, guys, Thursday night, walking into another weekend. Okay, well, guess what? Saturday, we've got the big chemtrail thing, and I think, I don't think I can get there, guys. All right, I'm sorry, but, yeah, I not this one. I just don't think I can. If I can, I'll certainly be there. But, yeah, thanks to you guys that are setting it up. Well, lady, actually, who's that from one bar there? Anyway, Frank will put it up. Karen Smith. Yeah, Karen Smith. Yeah, well done, darling. Sorry, Kazza. Yeah, too many names. But, yeah, look, well done, guys. This is what we got to be doing. Okay, just getting out there doing it, because as we are hearing, as people are traveling around the country, all right, we and you, all right, are making a difference. Why? We're making a difference because people are watching us. You're making a difference because you're activated. And the sheep are starting to make a difference as they're coming in, guys, right? And sorry for calling you sheep, guys, but, we've been out in the paddock with you for a fair while trying to, herd you through the gates, but you just don't want to know about it, So we love you, sheep, and we need you, sheep, to come over with us, all right? Have a little bit of a chat. Have a look at some of the stuff we get into, all right? And you'll find out that you are being poisoned. Your kids are being targeted. You are being targeted. Your environment's being targeted. Everything about your life is being targeted, all right, by evil and elites. So, guys, spread the word. Keep it going. Good night. Thanks, guys.
We living in a land down under politicians selling dreams, man. It's a fucking blunder. 7th on 5 million hectares, land in China's grip. Our farmers fighting hard, but they slipping on the ship. S. Kivnan got a third, that's a cattle game. Leasing out the outback, it ain't the same. Cubby Station got the bankers running wild. Queensland's cash flow got them smiling like a child. Aussie pride, but we sold out to the Red Dragon. What's that about? Flexing in the sun, but we under threat. Politicians cashing checks, you ain't seen nothing yet. Water rights too, they drown us in their sea. Severed feet, 2 gigalighters, man, what's left for me? Darwin Port leased long, now we can't compete. Newcastle's got a stake, can't accept defeat. Merton skies filled with Southern Airlines playing on 100 years strong, but what are we saying? Energy's a toy, 100% owned by them Chinese lights. Our own power is disowned. Aussie pride, but we sold out to the Red Dragon. What's that about? Flexing in the sun, but we under threat. Politicians cashing checks, you ain't seen nothing yet. Young coal mines deep, they digging for gold. Bellamy's got the dairy, that's a story told. Commercial stakes rising, big cities on the block. Healthcare in their hands, they won't let it stop. Real estate's a game we playing with our soul. China and investment sex and got us lose control. Sipping on our pride while they taking the crown. What's left for the people when the kings come down?